My name is Dedrick. I'm the father of the bride, and we're going to start with some toast for Sidney and Hunter. Brooks is going to go first. She wanted to get hers over first, and we're going to try not to get emotional. But first, I want to thank everybody for coming. I know that you have traveled far to get here. And it's not just around the corner from Senatobia or North Mississippi or, you know, where everybody started from in the last couple of days. But we really do appreciate you being here to celebrate this. Celebrate this wedding with Sidney and Hunter. And I especially want to thank all of Hunter's family for just a wonderful rehearsal dinner tonight. So I hope everyone enjoys. I'm going to let Brooke start, and then I'll make a toast after she's finished.
Okay. So I kind of have it on my phone.
Me too.
So here we go.
All right.
I just also want to say thank to everyone for being here, and I know it means so much to my family. And Sidney and Hunter, it means so much to us. This is hard. I'm going to start off with a quote by Dr. Seuss. He says that, I'm shaking. Okay. You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. And I think that Sidney, this is really true for Sidney. She has found her reality in Hunter. Sidney has been the biggest role model to me in my life. She has the sweetest soul I've ever known, and she has proven that love and laughter is the key to happiness. And if one day I'm as happy as you and Hunter are right now, then that'll be good enough for me. And I've spent the past 3 years getting to know Hunter, and I just want you to know that we are so excited and happy that you will be a part of our family. And I'm very proud to say that you will be my brother. And I think that's all I got. Everyone grab your glasses and let's make a toast to Sidney and Hunter. I don't have my glasses. May your love burn bright for years to come. Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you too.
Good job.
That was hard.
Good job. All right, the first thing I'm gonna have to do is tell you a little story about Sidney when she was a child. I'm gonna say maybe 8 or 9 years old. She was showing horses at the time. She showed in horse shows, and we were traveling to horse shows on a weekly basis. And for some reason, she wanted me to have a pickup truck. So I was in the market for a new vehicle, and Sidney was dying for me to get a truck. Every day she would ask me, are you gonna get a truck? Are you gonna get a truck? Well, I ended up buying a Suburban. And if you know Sidney, you can imagine, she threw a fit and she was mad for literally a week because I did not buy a truck, and this is an 8 or 9 year old kid. All right, we're gonna fast forward from there. I think this is how the story goes. Sidney met Hunter in Memphis one weekend when they were both there for a friend's birthday. I know Sidney, I think, was for Kelsey's 21st birthday, and I think Hunter was with somebody for a birthday. They met, they saw each other, and they agreed to have brunch the next day before Sidney went back to Starkville for school. And they had brunch, and then later that week, I think Hunter called and wanted to come to Starkville to visit Sidney. And I think that visit went, and at some point later in the next week or two, I was talking with Sidney on the phone, and I said, well, did Hunter come see you? And she was like, yes, Dad, the visit went great. But she was like, Dad, he has the nicest truck I've ever seen. So he had her at that point. Hunter, I'm glad you didn't show up in a Suburban. So it's been a joy getting to know Hunter. He's already part of the family. This wedding just makes it official. I've been so proud of Hunter and his successes with his company, and I'm looking forward to hearing many more. Sidney, I want to thank you for bringing him into the family. All right, this is where it's going to get hard, so y'all bear with me. I'm just going to read it. All right. As I look at my daughter, the bride, I can't help but reflect on all of the years I was lucky enough to watch her grow and become the beautiful woman she is today. She captured my heart on the day she was born, and I became more and more in awe of her as the years passed by. She's my little girl. She's my little girl, she's my princess, and she's my ray of sunlight. And no matter what her age, she'll always be those things to me. But today, as I watch her marry a wonderful man, I'm filled with pride and am confident that she and Hunter are about to embark on a wonderful journey filled with love and happiness that only can come from man and wife. May the two of you always treat each other with love, compassion, and kindness. I ask you to join me today in congratulating the bride and groom and wishing them all the best and a long and happy life together. Cheers. Cheers. Wow.
Oh no.
Good afternoon, my name is Justin. I would just want to start by saying, wow, this place is awesome. Y'all picked the perfect place to top a knot. Hunter and I met when we were 11 years old in a cornfield in the back of Golden Pond. Since then, we have done crazy things, some things I probably shouldn't mention. As in spend all night in the woods, spend hours in a hospital waiting for Hunter's new legs. I'm wearing mine. Get under the skin of multiple undercover police, start businesses, get kicked off of planes, and I should probably stop here. With that being said, Hunter, it is such an honor to stand by you on your big day. Every great relationship starts with rings. In the beginning, the phone would ring, and just the thought of speaking to one another was exciting. Your love grew, and so did your commitment to each other. The engagement ring soon came after. Then there were no doubts. Your love was true. The engagement ring has now turned into a wedding ring, and we are all here to celebrate your marriage. Now, of course, the suffering begins. May you have enough happiness to keep you sweet, enough trials to keep you strong, enough hope to keep you happy, enough friends to give you comfort, enough determination to make each day a better day than yesterday. Congrats, guys. I love you both so much. It now gives me the pleasure to toast the bride and groom. Please raise your glasses to Hunter and Sidney.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mitchell. Me and Sidney are first cousins. And I'm probably not the best person to give advice, but I'm going to try to give y'all a little bit of marriage advice. Everyone says marriage is hard. They say it's like work. But I don't like to think of it as work. You need to think of it as Hunter as a workshop. Because you got to do a lot of work so Sidney can do a lot of shopping. But for those of you who don't know, me and Sidney have been like brother and sister since we've been born. We've been through a bunch of great memories. We've had good times, bad times. I'm just glad that Hunter could join the family. And I know that he's going to be able to join us in all those good times. And, you know, we're going to have a bunch of good times to come as a family. So cheers to Hunter and Sidney.
Yes. Hey everyone, for those who don't know me, my name is Betsy and I'm one of Sidney's bridesmaids. Let me just tell y'all, I did not major in public speaking, so I'll have to read most of it. First, wow, can y'all believe Sidney is getting married? Because I know that I can. I mean, just yesterday, we were becoming best friends at a slumber party. From that slumber party, so many life-changing moments happened between Sidney and me. We discovered our mutual love for Cracker Barrel on Sunday afternoons, after school McDonald's runs, Facebook stalking, movie nights, and so many more. A couple years went by and Sidney started driving. Man, was it over from there? We thought we were just wild. I mean, wild like stealing street signs wild. This wasn't just any street sign. This was my street sign. And for those who don't know me, I live in the little town of Tunica, Mississippi. So this street wasn't just any street, it was my driveway. So we thought we were so cool because we were stealing my driveway street sign. We brought it home, and unfortunately we got caught. By who? That would be my dad. And he's a Nazi about some street signs. So what did he make us do? Take it back. So we drive to Tunica and we take the sign back, my very own street sign that we adored for some reason, because it took so much hard work. Many things happened after that for Sidney and me, from slumber parties at least 3 times a week, from convincing our mothers to let us skip school when we had nothing going, from me going on all of Sidney's dates as the third wheel. Hunter, be glad that that wasn't you. Pledging the same sorority and becoming Sidney's bridesmaid. Sid, you have amazed me every day since I've known you. And you will never know how much I love you. And Hunter, I love you just as much for loving my lifelong best friend as much as I do and more. I wish you both as much love and happiness in the world. May tomorrow bring great memories and a beautiful life together. Cheers to Sidney and Hunter.
Okay, I'm Sarah Whitten Atwood, for those of you that don't know me, and I'm the mother of this one right here, and she's a flower girl. And she asked me today on the way here why she couldn't be kin to Sidney, like related to Sidney, like Aubrey is related to Sidney, because Aubrey is going to be Sidney's niece. And I told her that we were very, very special because everybody else here is related to Sidney. So she loves you so much that she invited you to be here. And you're not even any blood. So So she's extra special. But I am Sarah Whitten, and Lily is my little girl, and Walter is my little boy, and Sidney was he's looking for turkeys out the window. The saying that I repeat over and over again in my life on a daily basis is that it takes a village to raise children. And Sidney is a big, huge part of my village, and I'm so very thankful for her. And Betsy, the one that was just up here, she introduced me to Sidney many, many years ago when they were having those slumber parties. And I am so thankful that she introduced me to her, because the other day, Lily takes a certain medicine that has to be signed for once a month. And I actually went and got it myself the other day, Sidney. I know you're real shocked. But I went to pick it up and I signed for it, and Sidney's name was like, like 12 months. And I was like, I'm such a great mom. I was like, so Sidney's part of my village. She picks up my baby's medicine. She has babysat for me since both of mine were born. And I know that Brian will say that we are so thankful for you. And if I can describe her, she is loyal. Sidney is extremely loyal. She's selfless, and she will. I don't ever hesitate. If I need something done, I call her, obviously, and I know that she does it because she loves us and she wants to, and she strives to have a relationship with my children, and she doesn't have to do that. And that means the world to me, and it means the world to both of them. And I just want to tell you how much I appreciate that, and how much that these relationships that you and Hunter both are forming with them, it's lifelong, and it means the world to them. And we're just so thankful to be a part of your day. And we love you more than you'll ever know. So these are the Flower Girls, and they have gotten themselves, they've answered a little questionnaire, and I'm going to give it over to them, and they're in charge from now on. Okay, here we go. Sister Aubrey, here's yours. Lily, here's yours. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Lily, you want to go first? Okay, Lily, I asked them some questions, okay? I asked them some questions, and these are their honest answers. I just typed them out so they could have, a little script to go by. But these are their answers and how they answered them. Okay, so Lily, who is Sidney to you?
She used to babysit me all the time, but now she just picks me up so I can play with all her animals, her puppies Johnny and June, and her horse Gracie.
All right, Aubrey, who is Sidney to you?
She was Uncle Hunter's girlfriend, but now she is going to be my new aunt.
Okay. Lily, who is Hunter to you?
Well, he is her boyfriend, and they are going to get married, and he will be her husband.
There you go. There you go. Sorry, Hunter, that's just what you are. Maybe you'll become more when you Aubrey, who is Uncle Hunter to you?
He is my uncle, and he wears Lululemon sometimes, so I call him Lululemon.
Told you that was funny. Okay. All right, y'all say it loud, okay? All right, Lily, what is the most fun that you've ever had with Sid?
When she surprised me and Aubrey and took us to the animal safari park. It was so much fun.
All right, Aubrey, what was the most fun you've ever had with Uncle Hunter and Sid?
When we went to the fair and I won a unicorn, and Uncle Hunter didn't even have to help.
So sweet. Okay. What was the craziest thing that ever happened to you and Sidney? Okay, so you got to say it so everybody can hear you.
Definitely when we were at the ice skating place and her car had a flat tire. We were stuck and her phone was about to die, so she wrote my daddy's number in the dirt of her car so she could call him to come help us out.
If y'all don't know, Sidney, my my beloved babysitter over here, has a hard time keeping her phone charged. Yeah, I do. She didn't learn her lesson, Allie. She did not learn her lesson. So she had a flat tire with my kids at the ice skating rink. But she had the wherewithal, I mean, that good brain she's got, to write the number in the dirt so she could call Brian Atwood for help. She knew she wasn't going to call me because I wasn't going to be able to. Okay, very good. Okay, Aubrey, what was the craziest thing that ever happened to you and Sidney and Uncle Hunter?
When Uncle Hunter picked me up in the Jeep and Sidney had to sit in the back of the Jeep.
Okay. What is a memorable event that has happened with you and Sidney?
Well, her little dog Nellie bit me on the nose and also going with Allie to stay at her apartment in college.
Sorry about the Nelly part.
She loves Nellie. Okay, Aubrey, what was the most memorable event that's ever happened with you and Uncle Hunter?
When Uncle Hunter put me in a box and everybody started calling me Dud in a box, or when he would wrap me up in a blanket and swing me around.
Okay, Lily, is there anything that you would like to tell Sidney and Hunter on their wedding weekend?
Thank you so much for letting me and Walt be in your wedding. Thank you for buying me any stuffed animal that I want all the time, and Walt Nerf guns. I am so happy for you. I love you so, so, so much, and I'll never forget you.
All right, Aubrey, is there anything you would like to tell Sid and Uncle Hunter on their special wedding weekend?
I love you both so much, and I am so happy that Sidney is my new aunt. She is the best ever.
Y'all go give it to him. Here, Lily.
Okay, so I'm Kelsey. I'm another one of Sidney's bridesmaids. I'm probably the one that knows her, has known her the shortest amount of time. So I had to write it on a phone, otherwise I'd ramble on about her even though I don't know her that long. Anyway, so whenever I met Sidney, we were actually in sewing class at Mississippi State, and we were always the last ones to be finished in sewing class because we just really didn't know what we were doing. So we were always stuck in the classroom together, and so we bonded over that and over having hair extensions because we were the only two who were super extra with that, obviously. So we bonded over that, and a few months later, we didn't really ever talk a lot, but she came up to me because we were going to Dallas, and she said, "Hey, are you going to Dallas?" I said, "Yeah, I am, for our fashion trip." She goes, "Okay, we're going to be friends, and I'm staying with you." I was like, "Okay, don't know this girl, but she wants to be my friend, so whatever." So we go to Dallas. We don't really know much about each other, and when we get there, I texted my mom, and I just remember saying, "I found my best friend forever." I didn't realize how much we really knew about each other. We were so much alike, it was crazy. I'm sorry. Anyway, ever since then, we've gone on so many trips together, spent so much money shopping, which Hunter probably hates me for. He's so glad that I have a job because we don't spend so much money, but now I get to leave, so we spend more money. So we've pretty much been inseparable since then. So on to my birthday, which was where she met Hunter 3 years ago. We were just hanging out, and then all of a sudden I lost Sidney. Didn't really know where she went. It was pretty much closing time, and we were about the only ones left, and I see Sidney over here with Hunter, and I'm like, what is this girl doing? Because didn't know that she was going to go and find a man, but she did. So we're leaving, and I have no clue who he is, nothing. We get in the car, and I'm over here, and I'm freaking out because I lost one of my flip-flops. So I'm like, my mom is going to freak out because I lost my flip-flop. Sydney's like, okay, well, we don't need to worry about your flip-flop. Let me tell you about this guy that I just talked to. I was like, okay, whatever, so we'll talk about him. So she told me that she had known him, and I was like, okay, she's not so crazy. She didn't just go meet some random guy. She knew him for a while.
And the next morning we wake up and we're going to eat breakfast, and she's like, okay, we have to hurry because I have a brunch with the guy I was with last night, Hunter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I guess we got to go home. So we go home, she goes to brunch with Hunter. So a few weeks later, he came to Starkville, and he let me actually tag along on their date with them. So I tagged along on their date, and we kind of found out that me and Hunter actually bond over a lot. We do not take to-go food. So that's like really what we bonded over a lot was we don't take to-go food. And I just remembered that so much. I don't know why. But I do say that we're the same person. He's just the male form of me. And I don't know why, but we've just all, gotten along so well. But I just want to say that I'm so thankful that we did get to meet, and I was so glad that I got to be there whenever you first rekindled Hunter, because I feel like if we wouldn't have been there, you would have never seen him again. So I was really glad that she did get to meet him, because I've never seen her so happy ever before, and I don't think of her just as my best friend. I think of both of them as a family member pretty much. So I just wish y'all the best, and I'm so happy for y'all, and I love y'all so much.
I don't have a speech prepared. Nursing school probs. I'm just making it these days.
I understand.
But I don't ever really remember a time when, Sidney and I became friends, and I told myself I was not going to cry. But I really don't. There was never a significant moment when Sidney and I became great friends. And thanks to Mitchell, I feel like brought both of us together, and we've been friends ever since. And I called Sidney, and I feel like I'm talking to my sister, and it's the sweetest relationship. And I really do. Hunter, I love you just as much as I love Sidney. Y'all are my saving grace Thursday night dinner. Hello. I have to escape my studying. Thursday night dinners, we'll continue them. But really, I love y'all, and cheers to y'all. I wish you the best in life. We love y'all so much. Cheers.
Well, I want to introduce both of us because that's part of my speech, which was prepared, 6 months ago.
I'll cover that when I did mine today. No worries.
So I have the honor of calling Hunter my brother, as well as Stubby here does. I had to put it out there. Okay, I'm gonna read mine off. Hunter, like I said, 6. I've been writing this for a minute. Lots of tears. Hunter, I keep reflecting back to when you were small. Seems like yesterday I was making you get in the back seat and telling you, one day you'll be tall enough. Had to be hip, hips had to be tall enough to get, One day you'll be tall enough to get in the front. I'm going to San Antonio and eating those Texas-shaped waffles. Had to be Texas, yes. Continental breakfast all the way. And getting in trouble for taking pictures in the Alamo. Well, we thought that was a good thing. I don't know, but we were definitely taking pictures in the Alamo. Everyone says time flies. The older I get, I realize how true this is. I want y'all to take time every day. Okay. Put your faith and family first, and your job should always be second. Always second. Just saying. Okay. I always thought the responsibilities of being a big sister was hard, but I now realize that being a baby brother, an uncle, man of the house, and everything else that us girls expected you had to be so much harder. I'm so proud of you and know that you are going to be an exceptional husband, father, and everything else that Sidney expects you to be. You're going to do great. Sidney, I will never forget the first time we met. Aubrey read you a book, and it was, it was good. But now you have become such an important part of our life. I would truly be lost without you. I know this because when anything major goes on, the first person I call is you. And it may be 2, 3, 4, 5 times I'm calling you back and forth. Like, Sidney's got to answer. And I can't wait till I'm able to call you my sister. You are the perfect partner for my brother. You get him better than anyone, which we all know can be kind of hard at times. And the love and understanding y'all have for each other is truly exceptional. I mean, y'all truly get each other. Please join me in toasting Hunter and Sidney May God bless you with many joyful years together and bless your home and health and happiness. And of course, the last part is lots of babies. I had to put that in there. I had to, couldn't help it. Ready for that part. And I didn't cry. All right. So I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I didn't write my speech at rehearsal with her book. I'm like angry. Only because a couple of weeks ago, Hunter gave my speech at my wedding, and he was pretty brutal. So I really had to think about, am I gonna be naughty or nice? Do I want to get even? But I decided to take the high road. But then I thought maybe I should just toast Sidney, because I really probably like her more than I like him.
I did the same thing with Baylor. Just saying.
But I did write it down, and I'm gonna try to do it without crying, because I do love my little brother. As big of a little turd as he is, I love him. And he was the cutest toddler ever, y'all. I mean, absolutely adorable. So cute. But obnoxious.
Curls down to here.
I mean, some people thought that I had a little sister because he was so dang cute. He had these little curls that my mom wouldn't let anybody cut. I'm talking about for years, y'all. I mean, people thought I had a little sister. There was never a dull moment watching him grow up.
No.
Always creative and driven. I can recall him, like 3 years old, taking the whole bucket of sugar and dumping it in the kitchen floor to drive his dump trucks through. He didn't have any punishment or anything because he was the only boy, y'all. I can also recall him coming up with small business plans for the neighborhood kids. Of course, he was going to have a profit out of it, though. Always a leader, and he continues to exceed my expectations. Hunter, I'm proud of you, and I love you. The man that you have become absolutely exceeds my expectations of you. I didn't think that you'd even be where you are today with what all we went through. Because there have been trials. The road this far for our family has been full of challenges, setbacks, disappointments, and the loss of my father. However, every difficult situation that we've been through has been a lesson and an opportunity for growth. I also know that my dad would have been so proud of you. Not only would he have been proud of you, Hunter, he would have also been as thankful as I am that you found Sidney. Yes. Because she's perfect for you. Because all of us, just like he was, need someone that is full of love to share, extremely understanding of our quick tempers and our type A personalities. It really takes someone special to deal with ones like me and you. But when we find them, they change us for the better. Remember that and cherish her. And I also want you to think that sometimes the last meeting of the day, it can be rescheduled. One more big business deal is not always the main priority. Save time for her. Sometimes she has to be the priority. She is your biggest fan, and she deserves to be your priority. I know that you are so excited that this day is almost here, that you get to marry your best friend. And I, too, couldn't be more happy for you guys. I absolutely adore you, Sidney. And everybody's talking about you, so I had to do it on him. I so love you. I feel absolutely blessed because you're already one of my best friends. And tomorrow, you will also be my sister. I officially get to say that. I look forward to continuing watching your love for each other grow. And so my toast is to the future. Tomorrow, Mr. and Miss Moore, more love.
We're probably the oldest one. I'm Sidney's grandmother, and I and I want to tell you a little story. We're a big family. The Mitchells are a big family. Dedrick is my son, and I have all these other Mitchells over here. Well, we started having grandchildren. We had a little boy, Hunter, black-headed. We had another little boy, Walker, black-headed. We had another little boy, Mitchell, black-headed. And then we got Sidney. And Sidney is a blonde. So Dedrick and Allison, thank you so much for giving us a blonde girl. And we love Sidney. She was the most popular little girl you've ever seen. All these little boys loved her. Walker loved her so much he cut her hair off. He loved her. He wanted some of that hair, so he cut her blonde hair off. So we've had the best time, Sidney, watching you grow up. And we're so glad that Sidney found Hunter. And we're so glad Hunter found Sidney on Bill Street, I think. By accident, just by accident. They ran into one another. And it's just been a joy ride ever since. And we are so glad that we're all here. Aren't y'all glad y'all are here? All the way to the Biltmore Hotel. So we are so excited. And Dedrick and Allison, thank you so much for having us. And Beth, John, Hunter, for this wonderful rehearsal dinner. It's just been so nice. But we wish for you, Sidney, and for you, Hunter, a long, happy life with lots of laughs and lots of hugs.
And the babies.
Lots of babies.
And the babies. Don't forget the babies.
I'd just like to say I want to wish Hunter and Sidney the best of everything. And I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight to support them in matrimony. But I think about things that have happened. We had 9 little children about the same age coming up. And I've known Sidney ever since she was 3 years old. We've got a lake house on Moon Lake.
Louder.
And we decided we would teach them all how to ski when they were about 5 or 6 or 7 years old. And we had these little training skis. And somebody'd have to get out in the water with them and help them get on those skis, and then we would pull off, and it'd take 2 or 3 times to learn how. When it came Sidney's turn, Dedrick got out in the lake with her, and he would get her up on those little training skis, and the boat would pull off. And Sidney would go about 6 feet and fall off. Well, and she had so much determination, she just would not give up. And Dedrick was out in the middle of the lake, panting, about to give out of breath, out there treading water, dog paddling, trying to stay alive out in the middle of the lake. And Sidney was steady trying to get on those little skis. So that was.
But she did.
Yeah, she finally got up.
Finally got
She had so much determination. She got up. So I think about that all the time. Seen more of Sidney up at the lake house than anywhere else, and we just have a good time. So I just want to wish them the best, and hope they have a life of happiness and fulfillment. Thank you.
I'm Hunter's mom. My name is Beth. Son, you have been one of the sweetest blessings of my life. I thank God that He gave you to me. You have faced many challenges at a very young age. You approach each of them with determination, faith, optimism, never complaining, never giving up when the odds seemed insurmountable. And the task daunting, you persevered. You're kind, thoughtful, generous while being strong, responsible, and courageous. I'm so proud of you. You are the best part of me. All my children are the best part of me. You have chosen a beautiful young lady as your bride. Sidney, I could not be happier. Young lady that you have chosen. I officially welcome you to our family today. You're special in every way, the perfect mate for him. She will be your friend, son. She will be your partner, your life. Treat her well. Cherish her. Love her. Maintain the presence of God in your lives together, and you will have contentment. May you both know joy unspeakable. May you experience love that is bountiful. May your provisions always be plentiful, and may God be ever merciful, abundantly blessing you with health, wealth, and wisdom. I love you both dearly. Congratulations.
And the baby.
So basically, Sid and I kind of grew up together from middle school to junior high, all the way until now. They started when we were younger. A lot of times we would take walks from my house to her house, which probably were not safe. We used those times and we were like, oh, we just need to like reflect. And what do we need to reflect on at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade? Who knows? From the rides in Brett, which was the name of Sid's white BMW that she used to have. We used to kick loops all around town. From the time that Sid locked her car at the Wendy's parking lot and pulled out the key and the whole lot came out. And instead of waiting until we got it fixed, she was like, oh, let's just leave. So we left the entire car unlocked with a lock out of the door. From the time that Mr. Dedrick, you let us drive your truck during the snowstorm, and Sid got the bright idea to open the sunroof and snow devoured, like came over us completely. But we had to, kick our loop around town. So the many Taylor Swift concerts that we went to for our love of Taylor Swift, from our sisters stealing Germex, from being mistaken as twins. Still to this day we get asked if we are twins or if we're sisters. From the distance that we went to between college, because I am a year younger, so I was still in high school when Sid went to college, to being in the same sorority, the multiple event sessions that I could have with Sidney, no matter the distance, always being down to be my lunch date now. Know I can always text her and she'll meet me in Memphis. I know that she's always a phone call away. The best phone call that I received one day was her telling me that she had found someone special, but that I was not going to believe who it was. So I just want to say to you both, I'm so very proud of you both. And Hunter, thank you for loving, oh man, here we go. Thank you for loving my best friend as best as possible. I know she's a lot to handle sometimes. But thank you. I could not imagine anyone else better for her in her life. I'm so proud of both of you. And I know you'll continue to do great things. I love you both.
Okay, I got to tell you youngsters how this started many, many years ago. Allison lived in Arkansas. We have family from Arkansas back here.
We got an Arkansas table back
We
there.
do. Okay, her sister went to the University of Arkansas. I went to the University of Arkansas. Allison came along and said, University of Mississippi. And her dad said, how are you going to get across the river? We lived on the other side of the Mississippi. She went to Ole Miss. She met Dedrick, and that's the story. And we love Dedrick. We love the Mitchell family. And now I live in Mississippi, and I love Mississippi and Ole Miss. And we love Sidney. And Hunter, the first I met him at Sidney's house, and we were so excited. And I was so impressed because he was so polite. And I love people who are so polite. And I just love Hunter. And of course I love Sidney. And I hope you much, much happiness. We love you.
So tonight we've talked about a lot. We've talked about fun times and hard times, and really we've talked about love. And so that's what I'm going to talk about tonight, is the way that Sidney loves her friends. I moved to Hernando, went to Magnolia in the middle of my 10th grade year, and automatically realized how well Sidney loves people. Whether it's going to get hair extensions with Kelsey, or chatting up on the phone with me, or being able to go get Mexican with somebody, Sidney knows how to love people well. And I feel like Hunter knows how to love Sidney well. When she needs a moment of quiet, Hunter can give her a moment of quiet. But when he needs to shower her with gifts, he knows how to do that. And that's what Sidney does in all of our lives. So Hunter, we're thankful for you that you're able to love Sidney as well as she loves all of her friends. And I know that you guys complete each other, and you guys really do love each other the way that you're supposed to, and the way that Sidney deserves, and the way that you deserve, Hunter. But that's not it. Love comes from something so much more, and it's not just us, it's not a human thing, it's a Christ thing. And in the Bible, 1 Corinthians, it says that love never fails. But we know that people fail. People are going to fail us, but love doesn't. It also says that in 1 John it says that God is love. So if you guys keep God in your marriage and love in your marriage, your love in your marriage will not fail. And I truly, truly believe that Hunter, you know how to love Sidney, and Sidney, you know how to love Hunter, and that you both love God, and that God's in this relationship. And if you put God completely through your marriage with love and with God, your marriage is not going to fail. So Hunter, thank you for loving Sidney as well as she loves all of us. And thank you for putting God in your relationship and being an example of what love is about and what marriage is truly about. So thank you guys.